104 days away from Election Day, and the candidates are spending much of their time this week battling over their foreign policy strategies. Senator McCain addressed that very topic in our exclusive sit-down that you just saw. Carl Rove will be here in just a few minutes with more analysis of Sean's interview with Senator McCain. First, to respond to Barack Obama, is Barack Obama a supporter, and Washington Congressman Adam Smith. Congressman, welcome back to Hannity and Colmes.
Thanks for having me on,
It seems to me that John McCain spent a lot of time going after Barack Obama rather than showing a vision of himself or what he would do as President of the United States.
No question. I think the negativity in this campaign, and certainly Senator McCain's recent comments, have shown that he is willing to play the character assassination game along with the rest of them instead of focusing on the substance of the issue. And the substance of the issue is Barack Obama has shown on this trip in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Israel, that he understands the international issues that are most important to our nation's national security. Most specifically, the need to shore up our troops in Afghanistan to take the fight directly to al-Qaeda and Taliban in the one place where they have hit us, in the place where they threaten us the most, instead of insisting on keeping the high troop levels in Iraq like Senator McCain does.
Also, what we've seen is that now you have John McCain talking about sending more troops to Afghanistan before he was against it.
Right.
Now he's doing it after Obama said he would do it. You've got Maliki agreeing with the Obama plan for a timeline to get out of Iraq, even though they tried to back that off that, but it turns out that was what he did say to Der Spiegel, the magazine. They're supporting Obama's plan. So McCain seems to be playing catch-up here with what Obama's already successfully talked about.
And there's one critical point there. While Senator McCain just recently has finally acknowledged the need for more troops and more support in Afghanistan, if he continues to insist on having 170,000 troops in Iraq, we don't have those troops. We don't have them available to send to Afghanistan. That was a whole part of the debate over the surge that Sean and Senator McCain completely ignored. It was a choice. Okay, we surge into Iraq, but we put ourselves in a position where we can't do what we need to do in Afghanistan. And I think that's jeopardized our national security.
One of the things that he said in the interview with Sean was that, in referring to Barack Obama, he said Obama chooses to, quote, not applaud America's brave young men and women. Here is Barack Obama.
Hey.
With an extraordinarily complex situation. So I just want to stipulate to a couple of things. Number one, the performance of our troops has been outstanding.
And he said that over and over again. I don't know why John McCain would accuse Barack Obama of not supporting the troops.
Well, I do, because then you skip past the nasty issue of the actual substance of the policies, past the fact that Senator Obama has clearly shown his ability on foreign policy matters, and you attack his character. He did that again, saying that Senator Obama, would put politics above the welfare of the country. That's categorically not true, and Senator McCain ought to know better than to say it. Let's debate the policies. I'm welcome that debate.
10 days on Barack Obama's website, there's Barack Obama quoted as saying the surge isn't working. Then they just prior to the trip, it says the improved security in Iraq. And isn't this a guy that's accused our troops of air raiding villages and killing civilians in Afghanistan? Isn't that the same Obama we're talking about?
Yeah, Senator Obama has made it clear that he supports our troops. No, that is not what he said, Sean. And can you let me speak when you ask a question? Senator Obama has said, as that clip shows, repeatedly, that he supports our troops, and he supports them strongly. As far as the surge is concerned, Senator McCain said it in the middle of your interview. He said, there was a lot of other things going on in Iraq other than the troop surge. He spoke about the awakening. The awakening, interestingly, that Senator McCain said didn't start until after the surge started.
Well, let me
not
ask you
true.
this.
It started 8 months beforehand.
Well, let me ask you this.
That had an enormous impact in Iraq.
His Senate committee has oversight into Afghanistan, and yet he never held a single committee hearing regarding the issue. He'd never been to Afghanistan before, hadn't been in Iraq in 900-plus days. He did say, changed his position, and said he would refine his position and listen to the generals until the left wing in his party attacked him, and then he went back to his original position. So does that sound like a real presidential leader, or is that somebody that is beholden to the extreme elements of his party?
That sounds like a grossly unfair characterization of Senator Obama's positions on the issues.
I guess the truth hurts, but go ahead.
Sean, do I get to talk?
Sure, go ahead. I'm listening.
Senator Obama.
Go ahead. You sound like the Obama campaign.
What are you, Phil Graham?
Go ahead.
All right, you're serious this time. Senator Obama has taken a position on Iraq and Afghanistan. He has been to many, many hearings on both issues. He has talked to many generals, to many of our troops about the position there. The idea that someone would run for president without having thought seriously, listened and learned on the issue is ridiculous. You can point to one aspect of it and say, well, he didn't do that. He has articulated a clear position on Iraq, on Afghanistan, based on his belief. And that belief is very straightforward. Afghanistan and Pakistan are the central front in the war. That is where we need to be concerned.
Right.
We have taken our eye off the ball, placed too much emphasis on Iraq.
He said 16 months, then he said he'd listen to the generals, then he said he'd refine his position, and then he went back to the original position. And you say he never changed his position.
He believes clearly that we need to draw down our forces in Iraq. Now, is that going to be 16 months or 18 months or 17 months? He supports getting us out of Iraq. John McCain supports a permanent presence.
And if our generals give him the advice to stay, to finish the job, he's not going to listen to them?
He is going to listen to the generals, and he's going to focus on Afghanistan where the real fight is.
Okay, well, there is a real fight, in case you haven't noticed, in Iraq. Thank you, Congressman. Appreciate your time. We check in now with Greta.